Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to service my Sony TC-WE305. I got this cassette deck secondhand, and I've been using it for the last several years. It's been a great deck, especially because, I paid no dollars for it. But very recently, I've been having some issues getting it to play properly. I went out on a limb and ordered a new belt kit from the internet. So, I know what was wrong with it now in the future, but in the past I wasn't totally, sure. First things first, taking apart the carcass. 5 screws and then these secret little hidden tabs I had no idea about. These things made me very anxious. I had to battle it a little bit, and with older plastics and electronics, I'm very worried about just snapping things. I have done it many times. So I babied it a little bit and then just realized that I just got to get a little rough with it. Use the strong hand. I was shocked at the condition of the insides. They were incredibly clean. I did a little bit of research and found that servicing this was actually going to be incredibly easy. So, cracking into it, I had a lot of confidence that this would just be a quick fix. The motors themselves were secured by one single screw and then a plastic tab mounted to the metal mounting plate, I guess you would call it. The screw came out super easy. But again, I was really concerned about breaking off any of the plastic. So I was a little, concerned about how strong I could get. And then I also didn't do a very good job of shooting video on this side. So here, we're going to look at this side. Again, take the screw out. And then the very next step will be getting that tab dislodged from the metal housing. You can see it at the top of the screen a little bit better. And I just kind of wiggled it, and once I felt like I got it into position, just gave it a little bump, and it came right out, which was actually incredibly rewarding and easy that I did not break it. So once you take the motor out, you can get to both belts so easy. Earlier I had checked the belts to see what the tension was like, and it was pretty garbage. The tape counter was fine. I wasn't really worried about that. I don't really concern myself about it, but there's just 2 belts doing pretty much all the work for this cassette deck. And it caused me to wonder how many, cassette decks have been trashed over the years because they just needed new belts. And, like myself, it's a confidence thing of like, can I crack into this thing? What's the repairability of it? And what's my skill level? And I would say with some of these things, no skill level, which is what I would rate myself at, gets the job done. So this actually gained me a lot of confidence for some other future projects I want to do in regards to servicing some electronics. I've got a record player I need to work on that I'm totally unfamiliar with. And that's going to be exciting. And another cassette deck, like a portable one that I use from time to time, needs service. Back to this one, you route the first belt on, and that goes from the motor down to a little gear, and then to the other belt, and it was just so easy. I didn't do a good job of shooting this video and seeing how all the belts get together, but that motor just has another belt on it, and it didn't take a bunch of tries. I really was able to do it super quickly. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this is, why have I been waiting so long? I knew that I was having a problem with this, and I waited a couple of months because I just didn't have my confidence there, which is kind of funny. So many other projects I just dive in like a psychopath, but certain things intimidate me, and this was definitely a nice confidence booster. I didn't have to disassemble and reassemble like 4 or 5 times. So after I put the belts on, I just checked, both sides to make sure that it was spinning, that everything seemed to be working fine. I hook it up to a stereo and check, the sound inputs and everything like that later on. But this initial time was just to make sure, I did it right. This was, again, really simple, so I'm not sure why I was so freaked out by it. But, that's life, I guess. So both sides work awesome. That little use for a record backup thing is not something I put on there. It came with it, and I will not remove it. I don't know why. It just, to me, adds life to this cassette deck. So putting the top shell back on, you do the tabs first. You slide it back into place, and then, you've got your 5 screws, 2 on the sides, 1 on the back. No big deal. Easy. The next thing I did was a lot of cleanup on it. It just gets dusty. Things get dusty. And then the other thing I wanted to do was actually clean on the inside, the pinch rollers and the reader. So just using a little 91% isopropyl and some Q-tips. And inside of here definitely was dirty. I spent quite a bit of time doing some cleaning. I'm just kind of giving you an overview shot. What's cool about this cassette deck, if you saw, the face of the deck holder just pops right off. It's like incredibly easy. This thing has a pretty high repairability factor. The other thing that's really shocking about this is, why the heck is this thing so big? If you looked at when I took the shell off the top, it's just open space for days. I really don't know why electronics often, like, maybe because bigger seems like it's more valuable. I don't know. This is like a mid-range deck, so I don't know. Whatever. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Brother, calm down from the mountain you were on. It's been 20 years